Mm-hmm.
Debbie Marcoux is licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's a mortgage mom. She can get things done. When you're in need and don't know where to go, pick up the phone and call Mom.
All right, welcome to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I have Mr. Larry Ehrlich with me today. How you doing, Lair?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Deb.
Absolutely. So Lair's one of my favorites. He is our mortgage dad, and he is doing the show for me today. We gotta love Heidi, but she's got those windows finally going in, and she is unable to be on because the sound of the windows being done is just absolutely out of control. Have you talked with her on the phone yet?
Yeah, it's hard.
It is very hard. Oh, look at her. She says, woohoo, hi, guys. So Heidi's going to follow along, and she's going to give us her comments as we go. Want to remind everybody that this is an interactive show. You guys are more than welcome to ask your questions, put them into the feed, and we want to hear from you. We want to know you guys are watching. We want you to be part of the show. So we've got Luke Leonard. He jumped in. He said, thank you so much for all your VA knowledge. It is extremely useful and much appreciated. Luke, thank you, and you are welcome. Love that you said that. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please, please, please ask. That's what we want you to do. We've got Ann. She's jumping in. She says, hi, Debbie. Hey, Ann. Hope everything is well. I know you're out there in the OC. You've got some beautiful weather. We're hot, and we are like hot today.
Yes.
What do you think it is outside?
100.
100.
Straight
Easy.
up 100.
Easy. Out here by Magic Mountain, Six Flags, it is hot. So I hope you're enjoying the weather out there. And tell us what is your weather today. Type it into the feed. Again, anybody else that is watching, please let us know you're there. Give us a thumbs up, say hi, and watch the show and ask your questions. That's what this is all about. It is Mortgage Mom Radio. We are bringing you all of the information and education that you need in order to do your next mortgage loan, real estate transaction, buy a property, sell a property. We've got all of the tools and people and infrastructure in place to make this as easy as possible. But again, it's all about education. If you want to know when we go live, the best way to do that is to text the word mom to our phone number. So same number to call us and same number to text us. So you're going to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 we lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. Text the word mom, and that way you will get a link every single time we go live. All you got to do is click on that link and you can watch the show. You can be interactive. You can ask your questions and be part of the knowledge and education that we're providing to everybody. So Heidi jumps on. She says, haha, only 99 here. Haha, you're sitting in a house without windows. So I'm sure that's worse. Just kidding. And Ann says it's 75 in Newport Beach. Of course it is. Yeah. Why I ever left Orange County is beyond me, but here I am. Yeah, right. And then my dad jumps on. He says, hi, guys. Went to the wrong show. Dad, that seems to be your thing each week. So sorry about that. But we love that you search us out and you find us. So again, we hope that you guys are all having a wonderful week. Labor Day is over. Kids are back in school. Getting back into the grind of things, huh?
My kids are old, so.
So are you.
So am I. So the grind's the same to me. But
yeah, I'm just kidding, Larry.
I know. It's cool.
Do you feel that difference though without having the kids in school? Can you feel like, is there something in the air that you feel something different?
Just more traffic when kids are back at school because people are taking their kids to school or they're driving themselves to school, so traffic increases. But for me personally, not really, because my kids have been out of school for so long, it's a faded memory. And that's pretty good for being only 35.
Right. Hey, the fact that your kids are out of school and you're only 35 is pretty awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
I love it. All right, so we have Diane Sears. She jumps in. She says, hi from Huntington Beach. Diane, thanks so much for always watching. Yes, it's Wednesday. We did not do a show last week. We were dark for the holiday. And then the week before, I actually did the show on Monday, trying to get that last trip in to Havasu out on the boat with the kids before school started. And so she had actually jumped on. We had just moved into our new location. Nothing was working right. So she jumped in. She's like, is it Wednesday already? No, it was Monday. You were in the right place, but our sound was not working. So sorry about that. But anyway, Diane, thanks so much for watching. She's in Huntington Beach. She's an escrow officer. Ann Harris in Newport Beach. She's a real estate agent. We've got just about anybody you guys could need that can answer any question that we cannot. So please, 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 again, make sure that you guys jump into the feed and you give us your, questions. If you're thinking about the question, somebody else is thinking about the question, and it absolutely helps everybody to hear the answer. You are helping educate everyone. So please feel free to do that. We'd love for you to be interactive and join us. Again, you got to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That is how you will opt in to get your link once a week to be able to watch us go live, to know when we do it. So Dad jumps in one more time. He says, taking a break for the show. Then I'm working on your steering on the pink Cadillac. Hey, watch the old jokes, Shorty. Yes, I have got an amazing boat coming from Dad. It is my legacy. He's been working on this thing for years, and it sounds like we're getting pretty darn close. So it's going to be.
Bring it out, right?
He is. He's going to bring it out. We're gonna take it out. We're gonna go run her, and it's going to be pretty cool. But he said, "What color do you want your boat?" I said, "Pink." And so I am literally getting a pink boat. So it's going to be pretty amazing. Dad says it's 79 here. He's in Chicago. So that's some pretty good weather there, although quite humid. And then Ann says, my sister used you guys to refinance her home after trying her bank. She said you and your team did a great job. Thank you, Ann. Really, I appreciate it so much. And actually, we just did Shelly's purchase too. So again, you guys, we love helping everybody. Obviously, this show, I've had a lot of people ask questions, right? Yeah. And the questions that come in are about financing. And at the very end, they say, any advice or help that you could give us would be really appreciated. And can you tell us who to call? And they don't quite realize we're the ones doing the loans. You're working with me, you're working with Larry, you're working with Heather or Cindy or, Carrie, whoever it is. It's, we've got a small team, but we're mighty. We're small and mighty. Right. And you're actually working with us. So that is part of the goal of taking our marketing a different direction. I don't want to just throw out, call us now, 1.875% rate, it's not true. It's all lies. But anyway, that's not the way that we want to go about the business. We want to educate you. We want to make sure that you're prepared, that you understand what you're doing, what you're getting into. You understand your closing costs. You understand everything about the scenario. And then obviously we hope that by us bringing you that education that you want to work with our team. But at the end of the day, we've had many people who have maybe had a quote from another lender and we've reviewed it and we've said, you know what, that is a great, great deal. Go get it. Take it, right? Take it. So we do want to make sure everybody out there listening knows that, we're hoping that you do call us and that you work with us and that we're your lender of choice. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for education, seek it out, get your free phone consultation. How do you do that? You go to the website, you go to mortgagemomradio.com. You can click right on the phone appointment button. I think it just says appointments. Make an appointment. It is free. It is a consult. We're going to talk to you. We're going to take you through any questions that you might possibly have. And we take those all week. I mean, it's, you weren't this weekend, you were the weekend before, right? Yes. And you were taking calls all day Saturday, all day Sunday, right? Yeah.
And people just have simple questions and sometimes, and that's all they want, just information. That's fine. Yeah. We're happy to do it for you. Yeah, absolutely. And the more that we help educate you, maybe we can't help you this time, but maybe you've got a brother in need or maybe you've got a cousin, that you want to send to us. So again, make that appointment. Saturday and Sunday are fully open. And if there is a time that you need an appointment that you don't see that's available, just reach out. Send an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com. And I'll make sure that we accommodate if we need to get you in early in the day, if we need to get you in a little bit later in the evening. We always have a loan officer. Sitting right over here. We've always got a loan officer that's willing to do it for you. So just reach out and we'll get you all set up. So Ann Harris jumps in. She says, yes, Shelly too. Yes. And Shelly was such a doll. Really, she was to work with. So happy we got that closed up for you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a very quick break because I've been bad about that. And Drew, who edits the show, gets mad at me because I don't follow a timeline. So I'm going to do my very best to make sure that I follow it today. So we are going to take literally a quick 10-second break and then we're going to be right back.
right, so welcome back to Mortgage Mom Radio. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I've got Larry Ehrlich in the studio with me today, my mortgage dad. So that was actually, if you guys are listening by radio on Saturday or Sunday, you guys can't actually see the commercials that are playing on our YouTube. So you guys have to check out the YouTube. But we just played a commercial. Mikey made it, and I have him making new commercials every week, right? Yeah. So that they're forever changing and they're fresh. So he makes us a new commercial, and we don't usually see them till we do the show. So now all of a sudden we've got snow. He just made us one with snow. It's still summertime. Right. And it just kind of makes me laugh because actually this week on Facebook, my sister posted all about, the fall. And she just this entire weekend spent Labor Day weekend decorating for Halloween. Oh. She has got Halloween pumpkins in the front yard. She's got, everything. Her whole house is set up. And so then I saw this Facebook post, and I couldn't control myself. I had to steal it from my girlfriend. And it said, for all you pumpkin spice lovers, put it away. Summer is not over until September 22nd, right? So I have to post this because I'm like, you guys, come on. Summer's not over yet. Like, we can't
Don't give up on it yet.
Right. We can't be going Halloween and pumpkin spice at this point. No. Not yet. Then I'm scrolling through the Facebook on Monday, and, I'm really, I relaxed on Monday. I don't know about you, but I did nothing. I literally, for the first time in years, did not get out of my pajamas. Wow. Literally did not get out of my pajamas. It was amazing. Anyway, so I'm just scrolling through the phone, and, I'm on my Facebook, and I see one of my boat groups, because I like to follow all the boats and RV groups and stuff. And there's a picture of the family on their boat, and there's the kids in the front bow of the boat, and they're literally in sleeping bags. And the post said, sadly, I think this was our last trip out this summer. Wow. They're in Wyoming. So it was cold enough that by the end of the day, they had to bundle up into sleeping bags to get back to the dock. And I thought, oh, boy, maybe it is pumpkin spice weather.
I wonder what that's like.
I don't know. You know what? We really are very, very spoiled here. People ask, why do you live in California? It's super expensive, right?
Can't get in the car. It's too hot.
Right? We want to recall our governor. We want to do all kinds of stuff. You could talk bad about California all day long, right? You can come up with a million different reasons why it's so terrible. And then there's that. And you're like, And I'm going to still be boating. And so will Heidi in Arizona. So really West Coast, right? We're going to still be boating well into November if we want to. We might be in sleeping bags towards Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
You
never know.
Right? Because it could be an 80 degree Thanksgiving, right? So anyway, thank you, California and the West Coast, for that. So hey, this is a good time to mention that we actually do loans in many states. Just because me and Larry sitting here in Valencia, California, does not mean that we are only helping you in California. So we are licensed in many states, and we can help you in many different places. So we are doing loans in California, Washington, Arizona, Nevada, Oregon, Idaho, Tennessee, Georgia, Illinois, Texas,
Colorado.
Yes, we've got Colorado. Heather's got Colorado.
Illinois, you said?
I said Illinois. I feel like I'm missing a couple. So if there is a state that you have been thinking about, getting your lending, buying a house, buying a second home, being part of the Great Migration and moving to, all you need to do is reach out and call us. Let us help be your one-stop shop. We can help you get set up with your realtor to sell your house, and then help you with the loan in the state where you're going. We can help you get a real estate agent in the, did I say Nevada?
I don't think
don't know
Nevada,
if I don't I think I messed.
We do Nevada.
Yes, we do New Nevada. So we can help you get set up in everywhere that you need to be and be your one-stop shop. So please keep that in mind. Definitely. Again, if you guys want to follow the show, you want to be part of it, you want to be interactive, just like Diane, she says, I am 100% with you. And just like Ann jumps in, she says it costs a little more for the weather. And yes, it does.
Good point.
100%. You want to be interactive. You want to be part of the show. We'd love for you to be. You guys have to follow us. You got to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That'll opt you in to make sure you get a text message once a week when we go live. All we're going to do is give you a link. We're not going to bug you. We're not going to send you a bunch of promotions. Don't worry about it whatsoever. It is once a week when we go live. So text the word mom to 844-935-3634. That's 844 we lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. Keep in mind that's the same phone number. You want to call the office, you want to ask questions, you want to get your voice on radio, you got to do it while we're live. That's the number that you call. We've only had a couple of brave souls in the past actually pick up the phone and call and want to get on the show in the studio, but you are more than welcome. Same phone number to call during the week with questions about a loan or if you want to get some advice. You can always go to mortgagemomradio.com and book your appointment there or check everything out. You guys can use our phone app. We've got all those great tools on the phone app. So when you text the word mom to 844-935-3634, you will get that link and you can download that phone app. So you've got all those tools at the tip of your fingers, all the calculators and everything that we've mentioned in the past. Our goal is to educate you and make sure that you've got everything that you need to have. So I hope that we're giving them enough. If there's anybody that's got an idea of something that we're not providing, please reach out and let me know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to help you with that or get it going to make sure you guys have what you need. Remember, we're on YouTube. That's the best place to watch us so that you can interact with everyone else on the feed. We are also streaming on Twitch and Facebook. Hoping one of these days I'm going to do a loan for a gamer. That would be amazing. I think we've got one gamer that we're working with right now, but I don't think she found us on Twitch. Oh. So I can't claim it yet. Anyway, so we are going to go to a quick break. When we get back, Carrie jumps in. She says, hi, Debbie and Larry. Hey, Care.
Hey, Carrie.
All right. When we get back, though, we're going to talk about rates, locking, rate sheet, and product. And so what I mean by that is we get a lot of questions about if I lock my rate today, but what if I change and I want cash out, or what if we change product? So we're going to talk all about that. What locks you in? What are you locked into? Can you change things up? We're going to talk about that when we get back. I also want to give a big shout out to Waffle Love. They said they were actually listening.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they hit me up on Instagram over the weekend. They said they were listening to the show. They didn't realize that we were right here in their hometown, and they sent me a free meal.
Great fried chicken.
Oh, the Waffle Love chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I actually liked it better than chicken and waffles.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Going to be honest. Pretty good. So I wanted to mention Waffle Love, and then we're going to talk a little bit about flipping homes. So we've got some good content coming up. Don't go anywhere. If you guys have questions about any of those things, make sure you're putting them into the feed. We're going to answer them for you. You get to actually see me do it live. That's what this show is. We are literally doing things live. You're seeing us answer them, and you're seeing me get tripped up on words, right? All right, here we go. Quick break. We'll be right back. Turn it on. I don't think we can handle it when that's done.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. We're just talking about how warm it is. We have to turn the air conditioning off when we're filming, and I think we're going to both start beating sweat in like 2 minutes. So Jen's going to actually turn the air conditioner on. Hopefully it doesn't get too loud. You guys can't hear that in the background, but if you do, somebody throw it in the feed and let us know. I don't think that we can handle it. I think we're going to have to get like big fans, but then maybe I could get my hair like swinging in the fans, in the wind,
well,
right?
Mine will blow back.
Yours will blow. You know
Both
what?
of them.
My dad has pretty much the same hairline as yours.
Yeah.
And it is really funny because we're boating people. My dad's like the super big boat dude, right? And whenever we used to go out on the boat when we were kids and we were done with, a run or the day or whatever, he always looked like Bozo the clown. Sorry, Dad.
Okay,
I could totally see your little hawk
both
going.
of them, yeah, both, yeah. That's where it goes.
I absolutely love it, and I love that you're such a good sport. All right, so welcome back, and we want to talk today a little bit about rates, locking, your rate sheet, your product. What does all of that mean? We want to make sure you guys are all educated and ready to go. So one of the biggest questions, and then there's going to be a ton of questions, and I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to let you answer. But one of the things that I get a lot of questions about is locking in their interest rate. And let's start with refinance, then we'll move on to purchase. So a lot of people will call us and they'll start with wanting to do the refinance. They don't want to take any cash out. They just want to lower their rate, lower their monthly payment. They want to be saving on a monthly basis. Some people want to shorten the term of their loan. They're just looking to get into that 15 and save that time on the mortgage. And, then they start asking questions about, well, if I wanted to get some cash out or if I wanted to pay off some debts and, is that possible? And how does that work? Okay, well, if I lock in my rate. So if I'm talking to you and I'm calling you up, Larry, and I'm saying, hey, I really want to go ahead and do this refinance right now. Could you quote me a rate? Okay, can I lock in that interest rate today? Now, this is first conversation, first consultation, right? What is your answer?
Well, I always tell them, let's get your documentation in because we need to see how much equity do you have in the property. Rates are always based on risk. So how much equity do you have in the property? Do you live in it? Is it an investment property? Is it a house? Is it a condo? All those things go into determining what your rate's truly going to be. What's your FICO score? So we have to know all those factors before we can even discuss locking in their interest rate.
Right. So we can give them an idea, based on what you're telling us.
Right.
This is what your property value is. This is what you think that your credit score is.
Right.
This is what the interest rate would be, not pulling out cash, right? So we can give them, this is where we would be today. Can we lock in their interest rate? You know what? I love that rate. Larry, can you lock it for me right now?
No. I always tell them, you know what, let me get your application. We can do it on the phone right now as we speak. Let me get a couple documents from you. Then we can lock in their interest rate if they want. You know, not a problem.
Right.
You know, everybody has a different set of what they're comfortable with. Oh, that rate sounds great. Just lock it in right now. Okay. I'll do my best to make that happen for them.
Right. Absolutely. So here is the thing is that we, number one, cannot lock in an interest rate without a complete application. And credit pulled. So we need you to go in. We need you to apply for the loan. We need you to give us permission to pull credit. We need you to upload all of your documentation. And a lot of people would think, well, why? Why do you need my pay stubs if you have my application? You could just lock the rate. Okay, but many times your pay stubs are going to determine your income, which is going to determine your debt ratio. And believe it or not, that has a bearing on what interest rate that you get. If you are pushing the debt ratio of 49%, your interest rate, depending on your loan program, very well may be different than somebody who has, a debt ratio of 38. So,
and when Debbie says debt ratio, that means they look at your payment, whether that's, principal and interest, taxes, insurance, PMI, HOA dues. That's what starts your ratio, and then they divide that by your gross monthly income.
Right. And then plus all your other debts, right? So if you have a car loan, you have credit cards, you've got minimums, right? So we really need to see the whole picture to know that the rate that we're locking in is the rate that we can offer to you.
Right.
And we really need your application. So number one, I can't lock a rate without an actual application.
Correct.
And then we need to make sure that we're locking the right program for you as well. And I don't want to quote you a rate that is not going to turn out to be what I can give you. That feels very bait and switch like, and a lot of people get very upset about it. So that's not something that we're looking to do either.
No, we want to be honest with you. So when we quote your rate, we want to be able to give you that rate. If you say, look, that's the rate that I want, great, let's get started, then we have to get started. And then once we have all the documentation, we pulled your credit, we have a complete application and your documents, I'll call you back up and say, well, your credit score is really this, the rate's going to change, or maybe it doesn't, but I'll still call you up and say, okay, now you still want to lock the rate? Yes, then we can lock it at that point.
Right, exactly. So getting back then to, what locking in a rate means, and right. So if I call you up and I said, okay, I really want this interest rate today. So I'm going to go on your website right now. I'm going to complete your application right now. I'm going to upload all of my documents right now. Can you still lock me in today?
Yes. So what I'll tell people is, okay, when I lock the interest rate, just so that we understand, I'm locking you in 2.5%, 15-year fixed, 45 days. This is your rate. This is your payment. Now, if the rates get worse, you're locked in. If the rates get better, you're locked in. So you have to understand it goes both ways. So we both agree if rates get better that you're happy with the 2.5, and if rates get worse, I know you will be happy at 2.5. The market's very volatile, especially these days. So we both have to agree that this is the rate. When you lock in, it's a lock in. It's not, well, let me think about it next week and I'll get back to you. No, right. We both agree that this is the rate that we've accepted. You've accepted it. No matter what happens in the market, you're protected.
Right. And I do want to throw out there really quick that, just because Larry's talking about a 15-year fix at 2.5%, that is not an interest rate that we are offering to you today on this show. He's giving you an example, and that's actually a pretty common rate-ish for a 15-year fix at the moment, no points and stuff. So he's just kind of going off of, hey, this is where we're at right now in the market. So please don't take that as though that's a rate that we are throwing at you. Call us right now today for 2.5%. Right. Please. That's just not what we do. We're not selling rate. We're not selling fees. We're selling service, and we're selling education. But we want, we're giving you a very good example, right? So he is going to say, this is the rate, and these are this is what we talked about. This is what we're locking in. And most rate locks are a 30-day rate lock. So please keep that in mind. Like Larry said, it's not to be locked in today and then we'll get back to you next week. No. If I'm locking in your interest rate today, I need full guns charging. Like
Right.
everything's moving forward. We're running for the fences to grab that ball. You have to be in it to close within a 30-day period, and you've got to be getting us everything back very, very quickly. There's a lot that we need to do to get a loan closed, and if we don't close within that rate lock period, we do have to extend the rate. And if we have to extend the rate, there's a cost to do that. If you dilly-dallied for a week before you sent us your W-2s, you're going to pay for that rate lock extension, not me. So we don't want to lock you in if you're not ready. We don't want to lock you in if you don't want to move forward, but we do want to get you locked in if you are in it to win it, right?
Right.
Very, very important. Now, does that mean to say that once we lock you in, you're stuck?
Well, you're not stuck. I don't like that word because it sounds like, that sounds painful.
Well, what I mean is, though, are you stuck with the rate and term and all of it? Are you stuck?
You're stuck with that rate. Now, if you decide instead of a rate and term that you want to get some money out to pay off some credit cards, you talk to your CPA and he said, yeah, get $30,000 out to pay off some credit cards or your car loan or whatever, then we can still do that. It doesn't change. It might change the rate because of depending on what your equity is and your credit score and all that stuff, again, goes into what your rate is. It might change the rate, but we can still make those adjustments during the refi process.
Right. So, and that's what I just want to make sure that everybody understands is that you are locking in a rate sheet. You are not locking in your program, like, for example, rate and term versus cash out or your loan amount, right? So at the very beginning of a transaction, we are doing our very best to I guess you'd call it like, you're guessing.
Your guesstimate,
right?
Yeah.
Doing the very best guesstimate that I could possibly do when trying to determine what loan balance do we need, what value do we think that your house is, are you taking cash out, are you not? And that's what we're locking those terms to.
Right.
So if your appraisal comes in at a different number than what we all expected it to, and it comes in low, and your loan to value changes beyond a threshold that your rate might change, we're going to have to talk about that. If you start with a rate and term refinance and you decide you want to take cash out, a cash out is riskier. Rates are based on risk, and so your rate would be higher if we flip the transaction to a cash out. But you are not stuck just because you make the decision to lock in. What you are stuck with is the rate sheet of that day. Right? So if we locked in today and rates get worse tomorrow, even if I change your loan program from cash out to rate and term or vice versa, you are still getting the rates from today's rate sheet.
Right.
If we change product, so if we go from a conventional loan to an FHA loan, you're going to still stay on that same rate sheet. Now, when that's not going to apply is when we're talking about going into jumbo products, non-QM products, things that are not the basic, everyday, fully qualified mortgage programs like FHA, VA, or conventional. So when we're going into jumbo, you're talking about separate investors and their own guidelines and their own rate sheets. So obviously what I lock you in at for that FHA loan and now all of a sudden we go to a jumbo is not going to be...
It's going to be different.
It's going to be different. We can't carry over your rate sheet to the new program. Right. If you're looking at, we tried to qualify you full doc and it's just not going to work. You're self-employed and we're going to go to a bank statement program. Again, that's a totally different investor, totally different rates, totally different money being held privately. You're not going to keep your same rate sheet. So I get that question a lot though. Like, am I, okay, if I do this today and we lock this in, am I stuck?
Right.
No, you're not stuck, right? You're not stuck, but we do have a rate lock period that we've got to get you closed within.
Right.
And if you do change product, your rate can change, but you are getting locked into the rate sheet of that day.
Correct.
Right.
So if rates go up, but you're locked in that day and you want to go from a 15-year fix to a 30-year fix, you're going to still have the benefits of the rate sheet of that day.
Right. So we do our very, very best to get you locked in at the very right timing. That's what's the most important. And then obviously we can move things around from there. So if you started the conversation with just rate and term, you ask the questions, what would cash out look like? You want to talk to your family about it that evening or the next day, or even in a week from now or 2 weeks from now, and you decide, you know what, I really think I want to get that cash out. We really, really want to do the kitchen and we think this is the best time to take the money to get that kitchen done. That's okay. That is absolutely okay. We can make those changes and we're going to revert back to the day that you locked in that rate. So right now, in general, I would say that locking the rate the day you do the loan application has proven to be beneficial.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. So do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Some people, we're all undecided. I get the question a lot. Well, what do you think rates are going to do? Well, if I had a crystal ball, I'd be living in Bel Air, not in Valencia, but I don't. So I tell them, here's what I see in the market. If you're happy with the rate, take it. And I tell my clients that all the time. Well, okay, the rates today, yeah, that's a great rate. Okay, if you're happy with it, accept it, because rates are trending upward, number one. We're not in a down market. Rates are starting to trend up. Unless you're a gambler, most people go, no, I don't want to gamble. Okay, if you're happy with the rate, you're happy with the payment, then I say lock it in. Could it get a little better? Yeah, I guess it could, but rates are definitely moving up. So in this kind of market, I tell my clients, if you're happy with it, you're not a gambling kind of person, let's lock it in. You can feel better. You can move on. Go get your contractor's bids. Let's get this thing closed and get your money. I think that's the safest way. And then, all that pressure's off you. All that stress is off you. If you want to gamble and call me every day, I have clients that do that too. What's it today? What's it today? Okay, fine. I tell you. Again, you're talking about a short-term, thing. It's 30 days, not a long time. So you got to get it locked within a couple of weeks if you want to close in 30 days. So I usually give them advice. If you're happy with it, take it and move on. Get that stress off your shoulders.
Get that piece over with. And like you said, has it happened in the past? Have we seen it? You and I have both been in the business a very long time, and we've definitely seen that interest rates can change very, very quick, very, very fast. Over a couple of days, we've seen half point price increases, right? We've seen half point price drops in a couple of days. But how often does that really happen? I'm going to tell you that in my career, which you've been in it longer, but in my career, which is past 20 years, I want to say that it's probably happened a handful of times that we've had days that have moved that quickly.
Right.
And there's something major like a pandemic, that's stirring that pot for those changes to happen that quickly. It's not something that we typically see. So, like you said, over a 30-day period, what we might maybe get a little bit better by 0.125, we might get a little bit worse by 0.125. Not enough that if you're happy with what you see, you like the savings that you're going to have, or you're purchasing a home and you like the monthly payment, for the house based on the estimates that we provided, my suggestion would always be to lock it in.
Yeah, I agree. And it's like a psychology thing too. It's like gas prices. When they go up fast. Same with rates, I've noticed. When they go down, they kind of go down slowly. They trickle down. But when they go up, they move quickly.
Oh, boy, do they move.
So, again, if you're happy with the rate that day, I always suggest my clients take it. You'll be happy. You'll move on and get everything going. It's just you'll feel better.
Yeah. No, absolutely. 100%. I absolutely agree with you, Larry. I thought it was really important, like I said, for us to talk about this. We've had a lot of people ask,
always,
if we lock it in, am I stuck? Or if I lock it in, can I make changes? And so I just thought it was really important for us to mention, yes, if you lock it in, you can absolutely make changes. Yes, we can change your loan balance. Yes, we can pull cash out. No, we can change it to not pull cash out. You can go from a 30-year fixed to a 15-year fixed. You are locking in the rate sheet of the day, not the loan balance, not the loan, program, not,
And the loan balance is going to change depending on what your payoff is. People call up and say, oh, well, it says I owe $478,000. Okay, well, I got to get the payoff demand to know what that is. Well, wait, why do I owe $479,000? Wait, how could I owe more than what my balance is? Because there's interest. Sometimes they charge you certain fees when you pay off a mortgage. So, we try and guesstimate that, but I want you to be aware that loan balance is going to probably change 2 or 3 times during your refinance process.
Right. Yeah. And as we're getting the payoff in, we're making the corrections. As we get the fees in, every title insurance policy costs a little bit different based on your loan balance, right?
Right.
So at the very beginning, again, we're doing the best approximate guesstimate estimate we could possibly do based on our knowledge and the years in the business. And then we're going to tweak it as we go based on, things that are flowing in. Your insurance policy just went up because we had a huge fire season. You decided to add earthquake insurance, so now it's even more. Many things, right?
Cause it to go up.
Yeah. The for whatever reason, we've seen a pretty good boost in the property taxes this year from the the assessments that have happened. Right. So again, we're doing our best to tweak it throughout the loan, and that is okay. And we can move it just because we start the loan at 200. If you end up having a balance, you need to bring money in to close that refinance. We don't want you to do that. We can always increase that loan amount, but we do need to talk about all of the different things that go into that. Again, keep in mind your appraisal does matter and your credit score does matter. And so do we want your full complete application? Do we want to know what your income is? And do we want to know that we can get your loan closed within that 30 days before we lock in that interest rate? Yes. Right. Very, very important.
Yeah, because we're committing to you that we're going to close in 30 days. So we need your communication. We need your agreement that you're going to work with us and get us things as things come up. We try to ask for everything up front. But, you know, the people that approve the loans, the underwriters, sometimes they go, well, wait, I need this. You know, so it's approved subject to these two things. So we try and ask you for everything up front so we don't have to go back to you 5 or 6 times. But that does happen. So we want to work with you. We want to communicate with you. And we want to do it in a timely fashion for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, again, you guys, if you guys are watching, you have questions for us, you want to ask, please feel free to throw it into the feed. Heather did jump in late. She says, waffles. So I know she was actually driving in the car, I think, when she was trying to watch the show. And so she was probably a little bit behind in the show. And that came up by the time we're already on to locking rates. But yeah, waffles, Heather, waffles. Again, if you guys have questions, I can see Kathy just put in there, so we're going to get that right after we take a really, really, really fast break. Again, if you guys are watching on Saturday or listening on Saturday or Sunday by radio, we want you guys to be part of the show. We want you to join us. How do you do that? Text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That way you know when we go live and you could be part of it and interact and ask your questions. Hey, you can even call that same phone number and get put right through to the studio, and you can hear your voice on your favorite radio station over the weekend. So remember, Wednesdays, we're trying to do it between 12 and 2-ish seems to be the best kind of timing for people to be able to jump on and watch the show. I'd like to actually pinpoint that down to always have it at a regular time every single week, and we're just about there. It's going to be somewhere between probably 12 or 1. So we'll kind of see how that goes. But let's do a really quick break. We'll be right back, and we're going to answer Kathy's question. All right, so welcome back. I'm Debbie Marcoux, and I've got Mr. Larry Ehrlich, my mortgage dad, in the studio today, and he is being such a great helper. Thank you so much, Lair.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So, again, if you guys are listening by radio Saturday and Sunday, you guys got to follow us and watch us on YouTube, do it live. That way you can actually see our little commercials that we put into the show. They're tons of fun. The very first one that we did today was snow, and we talked about snow. Now this third one, again, we don't get to see them typically until they're actually going. Mikey makes them and gets them all set up for us. So this one they're on water slides.
Which looks really good right now.
It really does with 100-degree weather. So he hit it right on the head, I think, with that one. That was a good one. I liked it.
See that one again.
Yeah, I liked it. All right. So how do you guys get a hold of us? Number one, go to the website, mortgagemomradio.com. You can use all of the tools we have there. We've got calculators. We've got the YouTube videos. We've got our store. You guys can buy Mortgage Mom Radio apparel, T-shirts, and beer steins and mugs, and yeah, you can get it all. We've got the beach bags and wine glasses, all
beer
kinds of
glasses.
Yeah, we've got the beer mugs.
Yeah, the big beer steins.
They're giant.
Yeah, those are huge.
They are giant. They are way bigger than what I ever thought that they were. So you just go to mortgagemomradio.com. At the top, it says T-shirt store and more. So click on that, and it'll take you guys to our Shopify site, so you guys could check out our apparel. But anyway, all of the tools, the calculators, everything you could possibly want are there. The same with the phone app. So if you'd rather use the phone app, you don't want to use a computer at night when you're home, get the phone app. It's super simple. You're going to text the word MOM to 844-935-3634. That's 844. We lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. So if you text the word MOM, you're going to not only opt in so that you know when we go live and you can watch us during the week, ask us your questions, and watch our cute little commercials and see our cute little faces, but you'll also get the link to get the phone app, and that way you can download that phone app to your cell phone and have all of the same tools that are on the website you can have on your phone. So pretty cool. All right, so let's get into Kathy Youssef. She sends us a question, and she says, my credit is so poor since my husband passed away. I have over $300,000 in equity, but can't qualify to refinance. So this is unfortunately something that we do hear, quite a bit. And I would start that conversation with finding out, number one, she says she's got $300,000 in equity, but how much do you owe today?
Right.
What is your property value? So that way we've got just a little bit better understanding. Do you owe 300 and it's worth 600 or,
right.
And so we know kind of what loan limits that we're in. Where's your property located? What do you think your credit score is?
Correct.
What do you think is on your credit that is bringing that score down? There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to go into, and that's where you really want to get that consultation with one of us so that we really can work through things with you to try to figure out, is there a way to get you what you need?
Right.
I can't even tell you, and I actually wish that Heather was here, and I know that you've experienced the same thing, but she's probably had 4 or 5 clients over the last 60 days call her and say, my credit is terrible. I just don't know what I'm going to do.
Right.
And she pulls the credit and it's
not that bad. Yeah.
it's
not great, but it's okay.
Right.
It's workable.
It's enough that we can work with. And,
sure.
FHA, as long as you've never missed a mortgage payment. So everything else could be bad, especially medical. If you've got medical bills or medical collections, those are all okay. We can actually completely ignore them like they don't exist. So FHA is going to let you have that lower credit score. I'm doing a cash out refinance right now for a lady who husband didn't pass away, but let's just say he's away. And, she's needing cash, and we're able to do that for her, even with that 580 credit score, and get that cash out. She's never been late on her mortgage.
Oh,
and that is the most important thing, is don't ever be late on your mortgage. It is crucial. That is going to keep you open to being able to do financing. Maybe when other people might tell you no, there still is probably going to be a program, because you've shown that house is your number one asset,
right,
and is going to always get paid first.
And sometimes, depending on the loan that you have now, like if you have an FHA loan, your income doesn't really matter. As long as you paid your mortgage on time, it is possible to still refinance. So when you say you're not sure if you qualify, it's a conversation that we should have and find out why you don't qualify. You're on Social Security, you're on disability. Let's talk about it. All that is income too. Maybe you don't think you make enough, but maybe you do. Or maybe you can get a cosigner. So it's all those things that we could talk to you about and work through so that you can qualify.
Right. There's also a new guideline. Actually, you're going to love this one. I don't know if you've heard about it yet, but Fannie Mae is coming out. They always twist their decision engine when we run the loans through, and they're actually making it with their next correction that is coming. I don't know the date, but they are going to be blending the credit score, from the highest borrower and the lowest borrower. So it's no longer going to be, if you have a 620 or better, you can get a conventional loan. It's going to be, is the average of the two borrowers over 620. So that's actually going to open it up to where you might have a 580, but somebody else has a 700, and you guys can actually get that loan done.
Yeah. Yeah.
So again, Kathy, if you're not taking out cash, or you need to take out cash, we need to talk about you. We need to talk about your credit. We've got credit repair people that we work with that we can get you set up with if necessary. But there's a very, very good chance we might be able to help you now. And if we can't, the whole goal of Mortgage Mom Radio is for us to actually get you a game plan. We can't help you today, but if you do this, this, and this, we will be able to get you there. And that is really the goal of the education and the program. Right.
Maybe there's some credit things that we can clean up for you so that you do qualify, so that your score is better. We do it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we can run credit simulators. We can pull the red credit simulators. If you pay this and this off, then it's going to get your credit score where we need it to be to do the loan. So again, with everybody out there listening, and Kathy, that was an amazing question. And thank you for asking it, because look at how much stuff that we have been able to throw out just on her one little question, right? And how many other people that are out there that are listening to the show that may actually benefit from hearing some of these things. So I try to say it every single week, is that if you have a question, please ask it. Please be part of the show. Please interact with us. Do it with us live. Put your questions in the feed, because that's what makes our show a good show.
Right. It's a great question too, because through the pandemic, a lot of people have had some credit issues.
Right.
So it's a great question, and it's something we deal with every single day, and we manage to help people every single day. So it's a great question. Thanks, Kathy.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cindy jumps in. She says, best advice ever, Debbie. Thank you, Cindy. Appreciate it. I mean, you are on my team, so she has to be nice to me.
Yeah.
No, all kidding aside, that was a great question, really. And again, we want everybody to ask the question. Anybody out there still watching us right now, I know we're getting close to rounding out the hour, but if you have any questions about anything, that's what this show is all about. We want you to ask it. So throw it into the feed. Give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. If you are brave enough to call during the time that we are live doing the show, we can get your voice on air on radio. So you're going to call in. People on YouTube are going to be able to hear you ask the question. And then we do that. We take the sound and we put it to radio for Saturday and Sunday. So you'll get to be part of all of those shows. So if you are brave enough, call us at that number. Again, it's 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. That's LEND and the number 4. Want to know when we go live so that you can call in or you can listen or you can watch and you can ask your questions. You got to text the word mom to that same number, 844-WE-LEND-FOR-YOU. That's LEND and the number 4. So 844-935-3634. If you want to get on the calendar, you want to talk to somebody, remember we are open. We are not open, but we have somebody on call Saturdays and Sundays. So we work, we are, we're bankers at the end of the day, right? We're Monday through Friday most of the time. Normal bankers hours, 9 to 5 or whatever.
Don't listen to her.
That's when we can get things done. That's when we get loans submitted. That's when we get rates locked. That's, because we are unfortunately stuck to a banking schedule, right? As far as money is concerned. But at the end of the day, we are still loan officers, and we are there after hours and before hours and on the weekends, and we've always got somebody on call for Saturdays and for Sundays. And so go to the website, go to mortgagemomradio.com, call the phone number, whatever you've got to do, book an appointment. And if Saturday is the best for you, Sunday is the best for you, after work is the best for you, schedule the appointment. If there isn't a time on the calendar available that will work for you, send me an email to questions@mortgagemomradio.com and let me get you scheduled with somebody that can help you. Hey, you might even get me. You never know.
You never know. It's possible.
It's possible all the time. I can't even tell you how many people I've
talked
to.
She works hard. Don't let her kid you. She works hard.
Absolutely. All right. So we are going to go one more time to another break, and then we're going to talk about flipping houses because I think that's a cool subject.
That's heavy.
Yeah, heavy. Flip it. All right. Here we go. All right. Well, welcome back. This is the last segment of our show. I'm Debbie Marcoux. You are listening to Mortgage Mom Radio. I got Larry Ehrlich, our mortgage dad, is in the studio. He's taken the place of Heidi for the week since she's got all of her windows going in. Apparently, and she might have to jump in and actually give us some of the information, but apparently not all of the windows actually fit.
Oh, no.
So she had to send some of them back and they have to reorder. So she's only going to be able to get some of them in, not all of them in.
So she's going to have like free air conditioning?
Right.
No windows?
There you go. Or she's actually air conditioning the outside.
That's what I mean, yeah.
She's actually air conditioning the outside.
Yeah,
I cannot imagine being in
no.
Phoenix that she would not be running her air conditioning even if the windows were gone.
Yeah, I would.
I would be sitting right in front of wherever the vent blows.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome back. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. It's the last segment we've got today. I want to quickly kind of jump into flipping because I've had quite a few calls, and that's usually what kind of prompts what are the subjects that we're going to talk about in the day. But I've had a good amount of calls recently about flipping, and I actually had one gentleman reach out to me directly through email, and he's putting together a prospectus and ready to buy his first house, and he wants to do the flip, and he wants to learn all about financing for doing flips. And so I thought it was something that was important for us to talk about. There's not a lot of financing available for a flip, right?
True.
Most of the time a flip, many times, and can we get you hooked up with the lending to get the flip done? 100%. So again, it's about calling us and talking to us about what your situation is and us being able to put together or devise the best financing plan for you and your situation. How long are you going to hold on to the property? Are you going to have it for a year while you're doing the reno? Are you going to have it for 6 months while you do the reno? Is it a quick 1 month flip, right? And based on many of those questions and answers are going to determine what products are available. There's many products that we can't do for you if you're not going to hold on to that loan for 6 months.
Right.
There's many products that we have that we could do if you're going to have it for a short period of time. If you're going to hold on to something for at least 6 months, then we've got even more products that are available for you, right? So it just really depends, but you do have to reach out and ask, and we do have to understand what the model is. What are you buying? How long is it going to take?
Right.
What are some of the other questions that you might ask somebody that is calling you with?
What's your goals? Are you going to make it a flip? Okay, how long is it going to take to renovate? Who's doing it? Are you doing it? Are you having a contractor do it? I mean, all those things go into how we're going to arrange financing for you.
Right. How is the property? What state is the property in, right? I mean, is it,
Good question, yeah.
Especially when it's a flip, typically you're trying to buy something that's pretty run down so that you can get it at a very, very low price, do the renovations, and then turn around and flip it for market value. So what is wrong with the property? Do we have roof leaks? Do we have, holes in the carpet? Do we have cracked tiles?
Right.
Do we have the kitchen cabinets? So one of the things, actually, I had somebody ask me the other day, what consists of a kitchen? What does Fannie Mae's guidelines say? What is a kitchen? Right?
Right.
I honestly never really looked into it until somebody asked me the question. And I was shocked to see that you have to have cabinets.
You do have. It's one of the most important things you do have to have.
Yes.
You don't have to have a refrigerator, but you have to have cabinets.
Yes. So if somebody went in there and tore out the kitchen because it was awful and they were going to redo the house and then decided, forget it, I'm just going to sell it, and there's no kitchen cabinets, you're not going to get normal financing.
It's not a kitchen. Yeah.
Right. It's not a kitchen. If you don't have a stove, if you don't have, if you have an air conditioner that was there that doesn't work, you're going to have to get it back working again before you can get financing. So many times the flip properties don't typically qualify for the conventional financing.
Correct.
When they do qualify, though, is when we can start to talk about, well, what are you doing to the property? So sometimes it's just cosmetic. They're going to paint, they're going to carpet, maybe they're going to put brand new cabinets in to make it fresh and updated kitchen, right? So are we talking about a 1 month project, a 2 month project? So it is really important that you give us the scenario so that we can actually determine what is the opportunity for you, what loan programs are available. Have you ever bought a home before? Have you ever been an investor before?
Right.
Many,
all those things count.
Yeah, absolutely. But don't believe that there's no loan for you. If you're flipping a home, there are loans for you. They definitely exist. We can help you with all of them. We can find the right product and program that's going to make sense for you. What do? You give us a call. It's 844-935-3634. That's 844. We lend for you. That's LEND and the number 4. If you want to know when we go live, you want to ask us your questions, you want to be on the show next week, you want to call in, you got to text the word mom to 844-935-3634. You also get the link to download our phone app if you want that tool. You'll have everything that you need at the tip of your hand. So we hope that you enjoyed the show. Larry, thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it when you're on. You always bring a nice, fresh perspective. It's kind of cool to have you in studio. Sorry, Heidi, I love you, but Zoom's so
Heidi's
impersonal.
way easier to look at than I am, though, so we'll get that fixed next week.
I know. Yes, Heidi looks amazing always, but it's so impersonal. We don't get to see each other and sit in studio together. I don't get to make fun of her.
Right.
Anyway, thank you so much for being in, Larry. Love it. You guys want to talk to somebody, you want to talk to them today, all you got to do is go to mortgagemomradio.com, click on that phone appointments or appointments button, select a time that works for you and sign up. One of our peeps are going to be on call and they're going to give you a call and talk to you about your scenario and get you moving forward. So again, I'm Debbie. This is Larry. This is Mortgage Mom Radio. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week, always on Wednesday, sometime between 12 and 1. We'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Debbie Marcoux, licensed by the Department of Financial Institutions, NMLS ID 237926. Also licensed in Arizona 0941504, Florida LO 76508, Georgia 69178, Idaho, Nevada 57237, Oregon, Tennessee 184373, Texas, Washington MLO 237926.
She's the mortgage mom.
That doesn't even look
She
like
can get things done when you're in need and don't know where to go. Pick up the phone and call mom.